Kia ora and hello. I'm Chester for Earth Sciences New Zealand, joined by meteorologist John Law from the Met Service. Recorded here on Thursday afternoon. And John, I see the water dripping in the window behind you. It's one of those days in Welly.
Yeah, it's definitely not the nicest day we've had here in Wellington, Chester, but a real different from what we saw last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a wet one. And I think this rain is with us for a bit longer, it has to be said. And yeah, watching out for those winds too, really set to pick up. Even by our standards, it's like a pretty windy end to the week.
Yeah, quite a strong wind. And in fact, you all have some watches and warnings. That's on the screen next to us. We're in these boxes here. But if you look right there on the side of the screen, we've got an orange color there covering the Wellington region and parts of the Marlborough Sounds. What's going on with that warning there, John?
Yeah, definitely. I think the winds around the central parts of the country ones to really watch out for tomorrow. You can imagine with low pressure run across the top of the country, those winds squeezing up and round through Cook Strait, getting that boost through the terrain there. And it really will be a windy story, especially around those exposed coasts of Marlborough and exposed southern coast of Wellington. Gusts perhaps 130 kilometres an hour. That's not out of the question. And it's going to be windy then through tonight. Our warning starts from the evening, but right the way through Friday and I think even in towards Saturday, it stays pretty windy with those winds really funneling nicely through Cook Strait. So pretty blustery, good, cold southerlies. It's going to feel cold in those winds as well. And you can see that river winds running up towards the likes of Wanganui as well.
Yeah.
So watch this as well, places like Wanganui, Taranaki, and even further northwards up towards the likes of Northern. Those winds will stream up and around there. So I think we're all going to find it's a pretty windy story as we head through the nighttime tonight and into Friday.
Right, yeah. So what we're showing here is the New Zealand CSM. That's one of our in-house models over here at Earth Sciences New Zealand. But your WRFs, your in-house modeling, saying the same thing, telling the same story. So we've got the wind, especially in Wellington where the warnings are. I'm just going to go ahead and flick back to the warnings just so we can kind of recap that. We've got the warnings there, but also as of the recording of this video, that's Thursday afternoon, we have some yellow out there. So we do have some watches as well to deal with. So wind and rain watches, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got those wind watches. Classically, how the terrain interacts with the weather here, it's a great one to see. You can see those wind watches through the Kapiti coast up towards Horowhenua, down the western coast. Now, I don't often get wind warnings down through there, but you can imagine as those winds come in from the east, squeeze over the tops of the Southern Alps, down through the valleys, you can end up with these really strong rivers and channels of wind through there. So not quite as widespread as we'll find over Wellington, but you'll find these really good strong rivers of wind through there as well. And up in the far north, for places like Northland, we've got that watch as well across through there. But even for you guys in Auckland, it's going to be a windy Friday. Good old southwesters, gusts perhaps 80, 90 kilometres an hour, enough to make you appreciate the windy weather. And then, like you say, the wet weather on that eastern coast as well, with the low pressure crossing from, say, the Coromandel towards Tairāwhiti, the rain all wrapping around that in a clockwise fashion. That'll push on towards that eastern coast. So heaviest to places like Tairāwhiti, Wairua, you can imagine that just feeds through there. And those southern parts of Wairarapa, perhaps even for us as well in Wellington, those spots out towards the south and the east more than anywhere else. So perhaps not places like Porirua, but I think it will be a pretty wet story for us as well down here as well. So Friday's looking like a great day to work from home if you can in Wellington. I think it's a windy, wet one. Well, it's down south, you can see there, you've got the snow up. It's a classic combination of that cold air coming up from the south and then that moisture, that wet weather with the area of low pressure just feeding through. So along with the strong wind warnings, heavy rainfall warnings, watches, we've also got some road snowfall warnings now. That's not unusual this time of year, but if you're travelling across places like the Porters Pass or Linders Pass, you would have seen snow this morning, and we've got more to come with that, particularly for those areas, North Canterbury, Marlborough Way, those inland Kaikoras, they're going to catch that snowfall down to about 400 metres or so. But you can see even down south, a bit more in the way of a sporadic one. But yeah, that up in the area at the top of there, that's the area which is more likely to find a bit more snow as we head through the rest of the night time tonight, and even through towards Friday, just until that starts to clear away and we get some slightly dry weather in store for the weekend.
We've got a camera down at our Louder site and caught a little time lapse of the snow from Thursday morning, and we expect many areas, as you mentioned, across the South Island, getting some actual legitimate snow, which we haven't seen much of this winter, which is really nice to see. I'm sure the ski fields are excited to at least be able to make the snow, John. I know that's been a problem for much of the winter.
Yeah, we saw those hugely warm temperatures the last weekend. 25 degrees Celsius in Christchurch in June is amazing. But of course, that warm air then has its knock-on impacts on any snow that has already been formed. It starts to come through. So that cold air, a great thing for the guys in the ski field. Lauder could be an excellent place to be tomorrow. Central Otago, nice clear skies, cold, frosty, but hopefully some of the better weather compared to that area of low pressure you can see across the top of the Northland. So I don't know. I think I would brave the cold weather to have a bit of sunshine down there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cold and sunny, I'll take that. The good news is if you are tired of this weather, or you will be maybe by the time we get into the Saturday, Sunday time period, that low pulls away. And the big story next week, we talked about this in our last video as well, that a ridge will be building into the long range, and it looks like we're going to close out June. This is the 30th here, and that ridge is going to be right on top of New Zealand, John. So that'll be a nice settled end to the month. But you know what that means? High pressure.
This time of year,
we get those cold nights. Exactly, 100%. So
it's going to be great. But hopefully, a bit of clear sky will mean that we get some sunshine during the day. But it's those nights where you get the frosty, foggy conditions. They're the ones to watch out for through Central Otago. Those river valleys filling with fog. It can go either way, can't it? It can be gloriously sunny at the top of the mountains, blue sky and sunshine, whereas down in the valleys, nice, clear and cold. Hopefully, though, nice, clear skies as we head through towards the start of July. And, Matariki, not far away, so something to watch out for. Hopefully some nice, clear stargazing activities coming up.